Welcome to Heart Harmony Hub. It's nice to have you here once again. Before we continue, I like to quickly clear the air on something. Please, I need us to understand this channel does not in any way conceptualize cheating. It does not encourage cheating in any form. What we start out to achieve is to help us go through the challenges that come with relationship and come out good. We hope that every time we drop a video concerning or treating any topic, it will go a long way in helping you understand how we behave or relate to issues around relationship, and hope that it will make you come out better. You need to understand, it is said that the richest wealth is health and wisdom, and the strongest force is patience. All these things, if you look at them, help us to understand why each videos we drop on this channel take time to address issue of love, our action in love, our action in marriage, taking into cognizance the fact that the greatest force is love. There's nothing like love. But that does not mean our individual differences or where we're coming from will not interact with this greatest thing called love. So when it happens, we expect that you would have come across some of these videos that will help you know how to attend to these issues. Having said that, today we'll be talking on negotiation in relationship. Now, before I continue, I want to urge us to please subscribe, like, share, and drop your comment regarding what you've seen so far or what you want us to talk about as regard relationship, what you're going through, where you need help. Don't forget, as regard relationship. Now, even if it is out of that, we will find a way to see how we can bring shine a little light on what you're going through to see if we can help. Thank you. Now, my days in university, I had an encounter with somebody that told me something that was mind-blowing. It's bordered on relationship. He said in his house, if the father wants to discipline the mother, he will ask the mother to kneel down and raise her hands up in the presence of the children. That's after beating the mother. That's abuse, by the way. We need to understand the people that suffer most in relationship or in a broken home are the children. I read something about a lady that said the reason why the ex-husband is her best friend is the fact that after going through the pain, she realized the people that suffer most or the people that are suffering most are her kids. So she made up her mind that whatever happens, she will not deny them of their father, regardless of what happened. Now, so what they do is, the man is involved in their life, and she tries as much as she can to keep a very good relationship with the man so that the children will not notice this. Now, you should understand, this guy I met that said this had a problem of keeping a relationship for more than 6 months. I did not actually think about it till now. I never thought about it. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter how beautiful you are. It doesn't matter how rich you are. When it's 6 months, he's done. Now you can draw back or look back where the effect came from or is coming from. Now, I have another friend whose wife, if she is angry, she breaks all the whole broken plates and TV in the house just to express her anger, just to show the guy that, okay, like he said, she has more madness than him. Now, I don't know how to explain that phenomenon, but the truth is this. There's a way these things can be handled. I'm very sure she was never born like that. It was something that happened along the line of her growing up. It's possible it's something that happened from when she was growing up from her household. But we need to understand people come, we meet people with different kind of traumas, challenges, worries. And sometimes they're in your life. No matter how much you try to avoid them, you just have to find a way to help. Recently, very, very recently, I went out with some of my friends and the issue of women came up to discuss. I don't shy away from discussing ladies, women, and all. But I was very quiet that day. I was listening to them, and one of them made a fundamental statement that I will never forget. He said, in his house, I think he thinks he's the calmer one. I was wondering what that means. He said, if there's a problem between him and the wife, because he has made a promise not to see the children exchange word with the wife and himself, he avoid her completely. If she's in the bedroom, he will be in the parlor or living room. If she's in the living room, he's in the kitchen. When she comes into the kitchen, he greets her and tells her, look, I need to get something quickly across the street. He goes out until he knows that the children are asleep. That's when he comes to her like, let's talk about this issue. He said he's over 30 now. He can boast about it and say he has never seen his parents exchange words. That does not mean they don't have misunderstanding. What it means is they succeed in finding a nice way to solve it without getting the children involved, without making the children feel apprehensive. That's what it means. Now, you can see different strokes for different folks. So I want to urge us, if you have your own way that you solve problems between you and your wife that doesn't get the children in a tense mood, you can hit the dialogue box, drop us how you solve your own problem. Share it with us. Let's see. Maybe we can use it to help somebody out there, because whatever we say here, trust me, it's not enough. Wisdom is such that it's so huge. You need to have share. You need to continue sharing. You need to continue to update for people to get it. Thank you for that. Please don't forget once again, remember to subscribe, like this video, share and comment, as well as our other videos. Now let's get down to it. Now, communication, you need to understand, is a very vital thing in relationship. In every sphere of life, you need to understand talking to your partners matter. Now, it's good you know that relationship continue till partners leave this earth, which means it's a continuous process. Now, while talking about negotiation, one of the most important things in negotiation is communication. It's not just communication. You need to understand communication involves listening and expressing. So now, when you have a challenge with your partner, one of the things you should do is talk about it. Now, in talking about it, while you're expressing yourself, while he or your partner is expressing himself, you need to listen. Listen attentively. Now, effective listening and active listening is the key point here. People can sit down and act like they are listening to you, but they are not. So, for issues not to drag on, it's good you listen. Because most times, while they are saying something from their mouth, their body is saying something too. If you don't pay attention, you might miss the point. So, while your partner is expressing how they feel, the least you could do is listen with all your heart, mind, and soul. Listen to what they say. Be really attentive. Let them see it and feel it in you. When you listen, you understand how to address. But when you don't listen, you mix the point altogether. And some people tell you more than what they mean by their body language as well as their expression. So it is advisable that you listen when people talk. You listen, truly listen. Listen to their perspective. While you're listening, please be patient, which is another key point. Be patient. There's no greater force, no greater power like patience. Be patient with them. While you're being patient, always learn to put yourself in their shoes. They might not be sounding right to you, but sometimes when you can get into how they feel, sometimes you understand what they are trying to say that they can't say. Like I always advise people, premium should be paid on listening attentively. It's very important. When you listen, it shows your partner that you're not just paying attention. You understand their perspective. You feel you can feel what they are feeling, and their concern is topmost on your heart too. When you listen, it's easy for you to understand some of the things they're not even saying. So you understand that, and you know how to relate more because you now understand what they are going through. Then the next thing is being expressive. Now you need to first understand what they are saying or not saying for you to express yourself. But I advise in this stance that when you're expressing yourself, you should be more respectful, you should be more careful or more calculative. There's this funny saying that two people cannot be mad at the same time. I don't know how that goes. I don't know where it came from. I don't know what happened that they came up with this. Well, it makes sense. If he's shouting, you tone it down. So that sometimes it's our action that teaches the other person how to act at times. Because if one don't want to react, the way you act forces people to react. So the best thing is looking them in the eye while you're expressing themselves. Find a way to win them over so that they will understand even why what you're saying is difficult for them to chew. But because there's a position or disposition you put them in, they appreciate you for that. Another point on negotiational skill in relationship. Always learn to be calm. It doesn't matter how hot the fire is. Always be calm. Be very calm. Before you say anything, be thoughtful. Don't let anything or any situation rush you into making too hasty decision or making generalization that eventually you cannot justify or explain away. Taking into cognizance the fact that everything said, when it is everything you say, once it comes out of your mouth, you cannot call it back. You cannot recount it. It's like an egg that is broken. You can't gather it back. You've said it. Some people are so technical that every word you say, they do analysis on them. So you need to be careful before you say anything. You know who you're with. You already know the kind of person they are. So you need to be careful what you say, how you say it. Knowing there's a point you want to score, you need to be calculative. You need to be calm. You need to show affection even while you're chastising your partner. You need to show love. Even the scripture says we should correct ourselves in love. Yeah. So you need to be calm. You need to watch how you go about this in such a way that it will not escalate issues. Then you need to put yourself in their mix. Empathy. Even when what he's saying does not make sense, you need to always put yourself in their position to know how to handle them. Now, most often, you meet people who you feel some of them are far sophisticated than you are, or they are advancing in areas you're not. I mean, but you're together. The thing that brought you together is far more than those differences that you care to take cognizance of. When you know all these things, you know how to empathize with your partner, you know how to make them know you feel their pains, and you consent to, then you know how to address. If you cannot empathize, it means you cannot trade places for you to understand their perspective, so as to understand their need and their motivation. So it's very important you learn to put yourself in their place so that you can relate even more with what they are saying or where they are going to. Empathizing with people help you see things exactly from their perspective. So it makes solving a problem very easy because you already see what they want or what they are trying or where they are trying to get at. So it's important for effective negotiation to take place that you learn to empathize. Another very, very important point is you focusing on the solution and a better way to map out how to improve yourself and your relationship as a whole. Now you need to understand there's this analogy about the hand where the finger rather, when you point a finger at somebody, the other fingers are pointing back at you. What does that mean? It means though you might be thinking that everything you're doing is for him or for her, but you forget by so doing you are improving yourself because everything you do, you first start with the self. Okay, if I'm going to do this to this person, if I learn to do this, if I do this, you've already put yourself in the process of learning. So don't see that, okay, you're doing the person a favor or you are letting go on some of your principle just to please the person. No, you're not. You're improving yourself. In fact, that's one of the greatest part of negotiation. Improving yourself so as to improve the whole relationship as a whole. Another part is you learning to always stay calm. Remember, anger can destroy what it took you 10 years to build within a second. So you need to understand why you in this whole challenge, everybody's saying this and saying that, you calm and listen very attentively to understand them. You being calm help you to analyze things in such a way that when you start speaking, your partner will appreciate you for your knowledge, for who you are, for understanding them. Staying calm is very, very important. Every time you lose focus, every time you lose your cool, you destroy things further. So it doesn't matter if they are not keeping their calm. You stay calm. Because don't forget, you see, in marriage, they say marriage is a learning process. It means we have to always learn to be calm so we can learn something out of whatever challenges we are going through. There's always something to learn from challenges. But it's now depend on how you look at it, and how you address or approach it. So let's learn to be calm and calculated. Let's also learn to be analytical. Let's just don't jump into conclusion. Let's look at things from different perspective. When we look at things from such view, we can now say, okay, based on this or based on that, let's approach this way and see if it can help out. One thing being analytical help you to do is it teach you how to break down these challenges into small units, a manageable unit, then you start approaching them. Because sometimes taking it as a whole might be too big for one to comprehend or how to manage. So it helps you when you break it down. Okay, you said this and this. Okay, let's put this way. You said this and this. So how do we take care of this? From here we can go to this place. From here we move this way. By so doing, you would have arrest things in such a way that it will help you improve as a person. It will help you to grow. It will help your relationship to grow, to ask stronger. So you need to always be calculative in things like this. Don't just go on and say something because the other person is saying something. In negotiation, everybody has his own time. while I'm talking and calculating why this person said this, trying to relate back to issues in the past to see how it went. So the other person you have to listen. You just have to be calm. Wait out your time. When they finish, you now start addressing things from point A to point B, from point B to point C. It shows how well you understand what the whole thing is about. Another point is you seeing reason to give and take. What does that mean? For negotiation to be successful, the both partners need to understand there's a point of concession, a point where we must compromise, a point where uh, you have to cede or give some or take some step backward. The other person had to take some step backward too. Say, okay, let's call this a point of compromise where whatever happened, this place is okay. This is how we can go from here. Because we need to understand the essence of negotiation is not um, winning or losing. No, it's not. It's creating a platform where we can relate, irregardless of our issue. We can relate well to grow stronger, work stronger, love each other better, work out differences in such that it will not only be beneficiary to us, but even the children or those in the relationship. That's the whole point. It's not about I win, you lost, or you lost, I won, or I. No, 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 no. That's not the point of negotiation. Because you need to understand it's people that are involved in this, and there's something at stake always. There's a reason why we are lovers. There's a reason why I married you. There's a reason why I'm in your life. There's a reason why you're in my life. Like I said earlier, the greatest force is love. So when things happen, always let's remember always. I'm hoping you post. You still with me at the top. You don't. Concession matters. Why that is going on, you need to understand that you should also be ready to toe the middle ground. Where how will I say this? Okay, be open to finding a middle ground while the discussion is going on. Uh, um, this one is like, just be willing to adjust your expectation and preference. Be willing to do that, because the concession is such that why you are saying, okay, for this to happen, you have to do this, you have to do that. Sometimes, because of your expectation, you are saying, no, for me, I cannot do this. That would not help issues. Let's learn how to give ground for growth and settlement. So sometimes it will involve you pruning down on your expectation in the relationship. That does not mean you've been reduced or your dream has been reduced. No, 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 no. There's a bigger goal, the peace, the happiness, the joy of being together. That strength that comes from loving each other. Sometimes when you look at what is to be achieved as a team, your own giving a part of your expectation shouldn't be too big, or shouldn't be something that will make it impossible for us to achieve the peace we so desired. Can I stop? Sorry. So to end this session, I will want us to understand in all this, let's learn to respect each other. In negotiation, if we don't respect each other, there's no way we agree to let go of the crisis. There's no way we agree that enough is enough. When we don't respect each other, it's impossible. It's very, very impossible to shift ground. So it's okay to say respect is paramount. Partners must respect themselves, regardless of what. We must respect each other. Like I said earlier on, negotiation is not all about winning or losing, but finding a lasting solution that will satisfy the interests of both parties, not the interest of one. Because if it is the interest of one, then we've not arrived at a solution that will satisfy. The both parties will agree, yes, I agree. I'm okay with this. We can move on from here. That is only when you can say the negotiation was successful. Having said that, I want to remind us again that earlier on I said, if you have a way or your own defense mechanism in the house that is between you and your wife that doesn't make your little challenge or quarrel cause affect the children, you can drop it in our comment section. Let's see how you do your own. You never can tell. It might come in handy for somebody who need help. Also, please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Thank you very much. Our next video will be on the other skills you need for negotiation in your relationship. Thank you very much. Till we meet again. These differences.